Nightmare scenario for Ukraine as Russia closes the gap. It's day 1345 of Russia's operation in Ukraine. Let's dive deeper. Today we are getting very serious news from the front lines. Ukraine is in a very grim situation. We will start from the Pokrovsk front. Time has come for Ukraine to end the Pokrovsk chapter. The city that they defended for so long is now almost completely overrun by Russia. But there is an even worse situation than losing a strongly fortified city. It is getting many of your best troops encircled. Since our last report, Russian forces were able to make a couple of very important advances, which has jeopardized the withdrawal of the entire Ukrainian garrison. Within the city, in our previous report, we saw how Russian forces almost captured the entire southern Pokrovsk, and were also able to capture a couple of blocks on the northern part. Furthermore, I also reported that Ukrainian command has transferred their special forces units to counter Russian DRGs that were roaming at Ukraine's rear and likely jeopardizing their withdrawal. To give you the example, recently a footage was shared by the sources, which I cannot show here, in which we can see a Ukrainian soldier, who was likely carrying supplies, was ambushed by a Russian soldier. And in the end we can see a Russian soldier taking the supply. Ambushes like this have happened frequently, and this greatly complicates things for Ukraine. But it seems like the decision to deploy special forces units was late, because according to the latest report, Russian forces managed to penetrate to the northern part. But at the time of recording this report, we have not received 100% confirmation of Russian control. But given that Russian DRGs were able to roam at Ukraine's rear prior, it is likely that area is contested. However, it gets even worse. Russian forces from the north near Rodinske started attacking towards the last remaining road that Ukraine is going to use to withdraw their forces. It was confirmed that they managed to capture this area and have almost physically cut the road, as this area is currently a gray zone. And as you can see, the Ukrainian garrison will have to withdraw from the open field, and you could imagine the chaos and losses. Some sources claim that the gap is only around 2.5 kilometers. The Ukrainian command is in a very bad situation. They should have started withdrawing from the south a long time ago. In addition, Russian forces also planted their flag at the western entrance of the city. This is the same location that President Zelensky took a selfie a few months prior. Now situations like this are happening on other fronts as well, which we regularly discuss in our reports. As you very well know that, Ukraine's major problem is lack of manpower. And Russian armed forces have successfully stretched Ukrainian forces very thin on the front line, that we are on the verge of a critical snap. But Ukraine is having difficulty in mobilizing more forces. Recently, prominent Western media reported that around 100,000 Ukrainians fled the country in the last 2 months, between the ages of 18 and 22. This was possible due to ease in travel restriction. These numbers are likely going to increase. At the current situation, Ukraine needs a rapid ceasefire. Subscribe for more frontline updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.